If you're over 60, there are 4 types of fish you should avoid completely, and 4 others you ought to eat on a daily basis. Think about this. Have you ever sat down to savor a piece of fish, feeling confident that you were making a healthy choice, only to later find out that the very meal on your plate could be quietly harming your brain, straining your heart, and even accelerating the aging process itself? For older adults past the age of 60, this is not just speculation. Disturbing research released in The Lancet in 2023 revealed that simply eating the wrong fish twice per week could raise the likelihood of stroke and memory decline by as much as 70 to 80%. And here's the frightening part that rarely gets discussed. Week after week, the majority of seniors are regularly consuming the wrong fish. These are fish that are packed with mercury, riddled with environmental toxins, and carrying hidden compounds that ignite inflammation, all while the person eating them believes they're making a smart, health-conscious decision. Fortunately, there's a silver lining. New research findings from the Journal of Gerontology indicate that choosing the right types of fish can actually cut the risk of Alzheimer's disease by up to 40%, safeguard the arteries, and even help slow the pace of aging from within the body. That's why, in this presentation, I'm going to guide you through the reality. We'll uncover the 4 fish you must never eat after age 60, followed by the 4 fish you should make a staple of your diet if you want to remain mentally sharp, physically strong, and fully independent. Every point I'm about to share is grounded in peer-reviewed scientific evidence, not rumors or exaggerated fear tactics. You'll find all references and citations linked below in the description. Before we get started, I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments section which type of fish you usually eat and why. I enjoy reading through your experiences and make an effort to respond to as many as I can. And if this is your very first time here, my name is Dr. James, and this is Tips for Senior, where we explore evidence-based methods designed to help you live stronger for longer. Now let's begin with the list of fish you should steer clear of after the age of 60. Part 1. The 4 worst fish for seniors. Worst fish number 4. Imported catfish. At first glance, catfish may seem like an innocent choice. Affordable, mild in flavor, simple to prepare, and frequently one of the cheapest varieties available in the supermarket. But lurking beneath the surface is a serious hazard. If the catfish you're buying is imported, particularly from overseas farming operations in certain Asian regions, it may be one of the most polluted and contaminated fish you could possibly eat. The root of the problem is the farming practices. Many imported catfish farms raise their fish in highly congested, overcrowded ponds or tanks. In these environments, disease spreads quickly and uncontrollably. To combat this, the fish are routinely given large doses of antibiotics. And here's the disturbing truth. Those antibiotics don't vanish. Instead, they accumulate within the flesh of the fish. When you eat that fish, those residues enter your body. For older adults, whose immune defenses are naturally weaker with age, this creates a serious risk. It contributes to antibiotic resistance, making it more difficult for essential medications to work effectively when they're truly needed. But the antibiotics are only one part of the story. Independent laboratory testing has revealed residues of prohibited chemicals and known carcinogens in imported catfish, substances that have absolutely no place in human food. To make matters worse, these fish are often raised in heavily polluted waters, where they absorb industrial contaminants, mercury, and heavy metals like lead. These toxins quietly build up in the human body over time. For seniors, whose systems don't detoxify as efficiently as they once did, the consequences can be particularly dangerous, increasing the likelihood of kidney problems, neurological issues, and even cancer. Another hidden issue lies in the diet fed to these fish. Imported catfish are typically given feed heavy in corn and soy, creating a dangerously imbalanced ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. While the human body does need some omega-6 fats, consuming too much, especially without sufficient omega-3s, fuels inflammation. For seniors living with arthritis, cardiovascular disease, or autoimmune conditions, eating imported catfish is comparable to pouring gasoline on an open flame. And the final insult? Imported catfish offer poor nutritional value compared to healthier fish. They provide low-quality protein and very little of the beneficial nutrients normally associated with seafood. In short, they are empty calories, carrying hidden health risks. So, while a fillet of catfish might look like an economical and harmless choice, the hidden cost to your well-being could be enormous. If you enjoy catfish, always opt for domestically raised catfish, which is held to much stricter regulations and avoids many of these serious dangers. Worst fish number 3, tuna. For decades, tuna has carried the image of being a wholesome, lean source of protein. From tuna salad sandwiches to canned tuna stirred into pasta, it has long been a staple in countless American homes. Yet for individuals over 60, this much-loved fish conceals a dangerous secret, an invisible threat capable of damaging the brain, the heart, and the nervous system. The core problem is mercury. Larger tuna species such as albacore, white tuna, and bigeye occupy high positions in the ocean's food chain. They live long lives, preying on smaller fish, and in doing so, they steadily absorb mercury year after year. Over time, this mercury builds up within their flesh. When you eat tuna, that mercury doesn't simply pass through your body. Instead, it is absorbed into your tissues, with a particular affinity for the brain and nervous system. While younger individuals may be able to process and tolerate small amounts of mercury, seniors, whose detoxification capacity declines with age, face far greater risks. Research has demonstrated that mercury exposure can bring on memory loss, confusion, tremors, numbness, and mood disturbances. These symptoms are frequently misinterpreted as normal aging or even the onset of dementia. Imagine feeling forgetful, foggy, or emotionally unstable, attributing it to your age, when in reality the true culprit could be the tuna on your plate. The dangers extend to cardiovascular health as well. Mercury places significant stress on the heart and interferes with its electrical signaling, leading to irregular rhythms and potentially elevating the risk of heart attack. In fact, a study published in JAMA Neurology found that seniors with higher mercury exposure from tuna consumption faced up to a 65% greater risk of cognitive decline. That is not a figure to dismiss lightly. And here's the unsettling truth. Nearly all seniors remain unaware that eating just 2 portions of albacore or bigeye tuna per week can push their mercury exposure beyond established safety limits. This means millions of older adults, convinced they are making a healthy choice, are actually undermining their long-term well-being. Even canned tuna, commonly perceived as harmless, is not without danger. Light tuna, typically skipjack, does contain less mercury than albacore, but the levels are still high enough to warrant strict moderation, particularly for those over 60. Because canned tuna is so affordable and convenient, it often becomes a daily habit for seniors. The trouble is that repeated consumption gradually raises mercury levels until serious damage has already occurred. Does this mean tuna must be abandoned forever? Not necessarily. Awareness and moderation are key. If you enjoy tuna, restrict yourself to light canned tuna and consume it sparingly, no more than once or twice a month. But the fact remains, there are far safer choices that provide protein and omega-3 fatty acids without the burden of heavy metals. For seniors who wish to safeguard their memory, mood, and cardiovascular health, tuna simply does not justify the risk. The danger is silent, the harm accumulates slowly, and by the time symptoms appear, reversing the damage may no longer be possible. That is why tuna holds its place on this list of the 4 worst fish for seniors. Worst fish number 2, king mackerel. Mackerel is often misunderstood because it comes in 2 very different forms. On the one hand, there are the safer varieties such as Atlantic or Spanish mackerel. On the other hand lies the hazardous counterpart, king mackerel. Many seniors fail to recognize this crucial distinction, and that oversight can put their heart, brain, and overall health in jeopardy. The problem with king mackerel stems from its biology. It is a large, long-lived predatory fish. The longer a fish lives and the higher it sits in the food chain, the more toxins it accumulates. In the case of king mackerel, the primary toxin of concern is mercury, and not just in trace amounts. King mackerel is infamous for having some of the highest mercury concentrations of any commonly eaten fish. For people over 60, this is particularly dangerous. Mercury directly targets the brain and nervous system. Aging nerve cells are already more vulnerable, and added mercury exposure can accelerate decline. Eating king mackerel even a few times in a single month can elevate mercury levels above what is considered safe. The results are troubling. Memory loss, tremors, concentration difficulties, mood swings, and depression. These are symptoms too often written off as just aging, when in reality they could be the direct outcome of what's being served at the dinner table. The cardiovascular consequences are equally serious. Mercury damages blood vessel linings, increases oxidative stress, and disrupts the heart's natural rhythm. For seniors already dealing with high blood pressure, arrhythmias, or heart disease, consuming king mackerel is like adding fuel to an already dangerous fire. In fact, studies link routine consumption of this fish to a markedly higher risk of both heart attack and stroke. To make matters worse, king mackerel frequently appears in grocery stores or restaurants simply labeled mackerel. Without specifically asking, you might not even realize you are eating the hazardous variety. A senior who orders grilled mackerel believing it's a healthy option could actually be harming themselves without knowing it. Health authorities have taken a firm stance. Both the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, and the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, explicitly caution seniors, pregnant women, and children against consuming king mackerel altogether. It is one of the rare fish species that has earned a place on the official Do Not Eat list due to its extreme mercury content. The danger intensifies for individuals with compromised kidney or liver function, conditions that become more common with age. These organs are responsible for filtering out toxins, but when weakened, the body cannot effectively eliminate mercury. This puts older adults at an even greater risk of poisoning from eating this fish. It's crucial to note that not all mackerel is dangerous. Atlantic mackerel and Spanish mackerel are smaller species with much lower mercury levels, making them safer, nutritious options. But king mackerel? That one should be avoided entirely. The conclusion is clear. While mackerel can be a healthy addition to the diet when the correct variety is chosen, king mackerel is among the worst choices available to seniors. Its extreme mercury levels can quietly erode brain health, destabilize the heart, and cause neurological problems that mimic aging. If you enjoy the taste of mackerel, don't worry. Safer alternatives exist. But as for king mackerel, the best decision is straightforward. Never eat it. Worst fish number 1, farmed tilapia. This may come as a surprise. Tilapia ranks as one of the most widely consumed fish in America. It's inexpensive, easy to find, and often promoted as a lean, healthy protein. But the sobering reality is this: farm-raised tilapia is one of the very worst fish choices seniors can make. And once you see how this fish is actually produced, you'll understand why many nutrition experts argue it is more harmful than red meat, and even bacon. The first issue lies in the conditions where these fish are raised. In most aquaculture facilities, tilapia are crammed into crowded ponds or cages, so densely packed that they are forced to swim in their own waste. These filthy conditions become breeding grounds for parasites, bacteria, and disease. To keep the fish alive, farmers rely heavily on antibiotics, pesticides, and antifungal chemicals. None of these substances magically disappear. They accumulate inside the fish's flesh, and ultimately, they end up inside your body when you eat it. For older adults, whose immune defenses have already weakened and whose detox systems work less efficiently, this chemical burden is especially dangerous. But the problem doesn't end there. Farm tilapia are often fed low-grade, unnatural diets meant to cut costs. These feeds typically include corn, soy, and even poultry waste. Yes, in some cases, chicken feces is used as a cheap protein source. This artificial diet alters the very makeup of the fish, producing one of the most unhealthy fat profiles in all of seafood. Here's why that matters. Ideally, the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids in a healthy diet should be close to 1 or 2. 1. In farmed tilapia, that ratio can climb as high as 11. 1. Too much omega-6 without balancing omega-3s acts like gasoline poured onto the flames of inflammation. For seniors already struggling with arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, or cognitive decline, eating farmed tilapia only makes the situation worse. In fact, studies show that consuming tilapia can trigger higher levels of inflammation than eating bacon or hamburgers. Imagine choosing tilapia believing it's a smart, heart-friendly choice, only to discover that it inflames your body more than fast food. And there's still more bad news. Tests on farm tilapia have revealed contamination with dioxins, dangerous industrial pollutants that linger in fat tissue and remain in the body for years. Dioxins have been linked to cancer, suppressed immune function, and hormone disruption. For seniors, whose systems are already less resilient, this poses a serious long-term health risk. Nutritionally, farm-raised tilapia is lackluster at best. Unlike wild fish, which develop firm, nutrient-rich flesh, farmed tilapia often contains low levels of omega-3s, selenium, and vitamin B12. The result is a product that's nutritionally empty while being chemically contaminated. It fills your stomach but provides little of the protective benefits normally associated with fish. That's why some researchers have labeled farmed tilapia the junk food of the sea. It may appear healthy at first glance, but in reality, it delivers a toxic cocktail of inflammation, pollutants, and empty calories. For seniors, the consequences can be severe. Worsening arthritis pain, higher risks of heart attack and stroke, weakened immunity due to antibiotic residues, and an increased chance of cancer from dioxin buildup. The saddest part is that many people choose tilapia believing it to be a safe, budget-friendly option. Yet affordable, wild-caught fish such as sardines, cod, or trout offer far superior nutrition without these hidden dangers. The bottom line is crystal clear. If you're over 60 and want to protect your heart, joints, and brain, avoid farmed tilapia altogether. It's not simply neutral, it's actively harmful. Choosing cleaner, safer, and more nutrient-dense fish could mean the difference between fueling inflammation and fueling longevity. Closing the chapter on dangerous fish. So now the truth is on the table. Not all fish are created equal. Some, like farmed tilapia or imported catfish, may look harmless when served, but beneath the surface they conceal toxins, harmful fats, and pollutants that gradually erode health. For seniors already coping with joint stiffness, inflammation, or memory concerns, eating the wrong fish can be the deciding factor between healing and harm. But here's the uplifting news. Not all fish are villains. In fact, certain types of fish stand among the most healing foods available after age 60. They are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids to reduce inflammation, minerals that strengthen bones, antioxidants to protect the brain, and high-quality protein to keep muscles resilient and strong. Best of all, these fish are not only safe and nutritious, but also surprisingly affordable. You don't have to spend a fortune to nourish your body with what it truly needs. By making smart choices, you're not just providing yourself with a meal today. You're investing in sharper eyesight, steadier balance, better memory, and a healthier heart for the years ahead. So, let's set aside the danger list and turn toward the healing side. The 4 best fish for seniors over 60. And we'll begin with one that doesn't always get much attention, but deserves a permanent spot on your dinner plate. Part 2. The 4 best fish for seniors. Best fish number 4. Wild-caught Pacific cod. When most people think of nutritious fish, salmon or tuna usually come to mind. But hiding quietly in the background is an underrated powerhouse, wild-caught Pacific cod. This mild, white-fleshed fish might not have the fame of its pink or orange cousins, but when it comes to senior health, cod delivers in remarkable ways. Let's begin with the numbers. A single serving of Pacific cod provides roughly 40 grams of complete high-quality protein, while containing less than 2 grams of fat and just around 180 calories. That combination makes cod nearly perfect for seniors facing sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that affects nearly half of those over 80. Without steady intake of easily absorbed protein, muscles shrink, balance falters, and independence fades. Cod steps in as one of the most efficient protein sources available, nourishing muscles without burdening the body with excess fat. But the benefits don't stop at protein. Cod is rich in selenium, a trace mineral many seniors lack. Just one portion fulfills more than 100% of the daily requirement. Selenium functions like a microscopic shield, protecting cells, supporting thyroid health, bolstering immunity, and acting as a potent antioxidant against oxidative stress, the invisible rusting process that accelerates aging from the inside. And here's the crucial part. Seniors with higher selenium levels, according to NIH research, tend to enjoy stronger cognitive performance and lower rates of age-related illness. Choosing cod isn't just about feeding muscles, it's about protecting the brain. In addition, Pacific cod supplies phosphorus, which partners with calcium to strengthen bones, and vitamin B12, which becomes harder to absorb with age. Without enough B12, seniors often face fatigue, anemia, and nerve-related problems. Cod delivers it in a natural, highly absorbable form, helping the nervous system stay sharp and stable. Purity is another major factor. Many large fish accumulate toxins over long lifespans, but Pacific cod live shorter lives in the clean, cold waters of Alaska, meaning they absorb fewer contaminants. Alaska's cod fishery is also one of the most sustainable in the world, so you can enjoy cod without worrying about mercury overload or environmental harm. Cod is also light and easy to digest, making it a great choice for those who struggle with richer, fattier fish. To maximize the health benefits, bake or steam cod gently rather than frying at high heat, which can degrade delicate proteins. Pair with olive oil, avocado, or a squeeze of lemon to enhance absorption of fat-soluble nutrients. Bottom line, Pacific cod may not look flashy, but it's one of the cleanest, most reliable sources of protein and minerals for seniors who want to stay strong, sharp, and independent. Best fish number 3, sardines. Tiny, packed in cans, and often overlooked, sardines might not seem impressive. Yet these little fish rank among the most potent superfoods for seniors. Their benefits are immense, especially after age 60. Their most famous asset? Omega-3 fatty acids. Sardines provide more omega-3s per serving than nearly any other fish. This is crucial because as we age, the body produces more inflammatory compounds, which fuel arthritis, clogged arteries, joint pain, and memory decline. The EPA and DHA in sardines act like natural firefighters, cooling the flames of chronic inflammation, improving circulation, and protecting arteries. Research consistently shows seniors who eat fatty fish such as sardines at least twice weekly enjoy reduced heart disease risk, better mobility, and more stable moods. Sardines are also one of the rare natural food sources of vitamin D, which becomes harder to obtain after 60 as the skin loses its ability to convert sunlight effectively. Vitamin D deficiency leads to brittle bones, increased fall risk, slower healing, and even depression. Just one can of sardines provides about 40% of the daily requirement. Combined with calcium and phosphorus in their edible bones, sardines become a complete package for bone health. Another advantage: sardines sit at the very bottom of the food chain, feeding on plankton rather than other fish. This means they carry virtually no mercury or heavy metals, unlike predators such as tuna or king mackerel. They're among the cleanest, safest fish you can eat regularly. Sardines also supply vitamin B12 in abundance, helping combat fatigue and nerve issues. Plus, their protein is complete and easy to digest, crucial for preserving muscle mass, independence, and metabolism. Studies even show seniors who consume sardines regularly enjoy stronger bones, clearer thinking, and better cardiovascular health. Practical and versatile, sardines can be eaten straight from the tin, mashed into avocado toast, tossed into salads, or stirred into pasta. They're inexpensive, shelf-stable, and one of the easiest ways to add consistent nutrition to your diet. Best fish number 2, wild-caught Alaskan salmon. If there's one fish universally praised by nutritionists as medicinal food, it's wild Alaskan salmon. For seniors, it isn't just healthy, it's transformative. Each serving provides a symphony of nutrients supporting heart, brain, muscle, and immune system. Salmon is packed with omega-3s, especially EPA and DHA, the most critical forms for brain function. Research from the University of Pittsburgh found seniors with higher DHA blood levels had larger brain volumes and stronger memory. Salmon doesn't just slow decline, it actively strengthens brain resilience into the 70s and 80s. These same omega-3s also reduce chronic inflammation behind arthritis, clogged arteries, and circulation problems. Clinical trials show eating wild salmon at least twice weekly significantly lowers C-reactive protein levels, an inflammatory marker tied to heart disease and joint pain. Protein quality is another major strength. Aging bodies struggle to utilize protein efficiently, leading to sarcopenia or muscle wasting. Wild salmon delivers about 40 grams of premium, bioavailable protein per serving, helping preserve balance, mobility, and independence. And that beautiful pink-orange hue? It comes from astaxanthin, a rare antioxidant found in wild salmon. Astaxanthin acts as cellular armor, defending against oxidative stress, enhancing skin elasticity, protecting vision, and even improving stamina. Salmon also provides selenium, vitamins B12 and B6, and vitamin D, nutrients seniors often lack. Unlike farmed salmon, which can be contaminated with toxins, wild Alaskan salmon roam free in clean waters and eat natural diets, keeping them low in pollutants. For maximum benefit, bake, steam, or grill salmon gently at medium heat. Pair with vegetables and olive oil for a meal that supports longevity, memory, and vitality. Best fish number 1, rainbow trout. While salmon usually gets the spotlight, rainbow trout quietly deserves top honors as the ultimate senior-friendly fish. It blends the nutritional strengths of salmon, cod, and sardines, while remaining one of the cleanest, safest fish available. Raised under strict U.S. regulations in clean, freshwater environments, rainbow trout is free from mercury, pollutants, and hidden chemicals. That makes it a trustworthy option for seniors concerned about toxin buildup. Nutritionally, trout delivers around 1,000 milligrams of omega-3s per serving, right in the optimal range for heart protection. Omega-3s reduce inflammation at its root, protecting joints, arteries, and the brain. But trout isn't only about omega-3s. It's rich in potassium, crucial for controlling blood pressure. Nearly 70% of seniors over 60 struggle with hypertension, and potassium naturally balances excess sodium, lowering stroke risk. Trout also supplies phosphorus for bone strength, iron for red blood cell production, and zinc for immune resilience and wound healing. The B vitamin profile is especially impressive. Trout is abundant in niacin, B3, which helps regulate cholesterol by raising HDL and lowering LDL, reducing heart disease risk. It's also a great source of B12, which prevents fatigue, nerve issues, and brain fog. Vitamin E is another hidden strength. Together with selenium and omega-3s, vitamin E shields cells against oxidative damage and age-related decline. Practicality matters too. Trout has a mild, tender flavor that's easy to digest, perfect for seniors who find some fish too oily or strong. It can be baked, pan-seared, or grilled with herbs and lemon, adapting well to many cooking methods without losing nutrients. Bottom line, rainbow trout is clean, safe, nutrient-rich, and delicious. It supports the heart, brain, bones, and immune system all at once. If there's one fish seniors could eat regularly for strength and longevity, rainbow trout deserves the crown. Final conclusion and call to action. So there you have it. The complete truth about eating fish after the age of 60. Some varieties may look harmless on your plate, yet they silently undermine your health, loading your body with toxins, damaging fats, and inflammatory compounds. These wrong choices can chip away at your heart, your brain, and your joints, accelerating decline instead of supporting vitality. But other fish do the exact opposite. The right ones can nourish every cell, sharpen your memory, strengthen your bones, protect your arteries, and give you back the energy and independence you thought you were losing. The decision is simple, but incredibly powerful. Continue eating the wrong fish, and the risks accumulate silently. Stroke, memory loss, painful joints, and even faster aging. But fill your diet with the right choices: salmon, sardines, cod, or rainbow trout. And every bite becomes a form of natural medicine, keeping your body strong week after week. Remember, what you place on your plate today directly shapes the quality of your life tomorrow. It determines whether you'll have the strength to carry groceries, the clarity to enjoy meaningful conversations, and the confidence to live independently well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. And you don't need to transform everything overnight. Start small. Replace one harmful fish with a healthier option. Add 1 or 2 servings of the right seafood each week. Over time, these small steps add up, building a healthier, stronger, more vibrant future. At Tips for Senior, we believe aging should never be a story of decline. With the right food and lifestyle choices, your best years can still be ahead of you. If this video has been helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone who enjoys seafood, and don't forget to subscribe to Tips for Senior so you never miss the powerful guidance we have coming your way. Now I'd love to hear from you. What kind of fish do you eat most often? And after learning the truth today, will you rethink your dinner plans? Leave your answers in the comments below. I read and reply to as many as I can. Here's to making smart, science-backed choices. And here's to living stronger, healthier, and longer.